I'm Shereem Herndon-Brown, founder and president of Strategic Admissions Advice, and we are at the time of year when we're going to start talking about course selection. Yes, parents, I need you to understand what classes your child is taking now and what they're going to take next year. Whether you have a freshman, a sophomore, or junior, you need to be fully understanding how course sequencing works. Because a student takes something as a freshman, they're going to be approved or not to level up as a sophomore and junior accordingly. In a perfect world, your child takes the appropriate level of rigor, challenging themselves where appropriate in order to maximize their opportunity of having the best transcript possible to get into the best schools. What do I mean by that? I want your child to make sure that they're not biting off more than they can chew. I'll come back to that. I want to make sure that you understand that the GPA at your child's school, whatever they may have, matters not as much as you think, all right? Each college is going to realign their grade assessment based upon their rules. So how one school reads your child is going to be different than another school reads your child. So the word GPA is difficult to understand because even high schools have different GPA. Is it out of a 4.0 scale? Is it out of 5.0? Is it numbers, right? Is it out of an 86 or a 91? Whatever it may be. So I want your child to take the appropriate level of rigor, 100%. And what does that mean? That means that they're tapping into their strengths. They're tapping into their interests. They're tapping into their curiosities and hopefully taking the best or the most rigorous courses that the school offers. That's all about your child having aspirations to go to schools of a certain ilk. If you don't want your child to kind of be aiming for the quote unquote top, please do not stress over this. I want your child to do well in high school, to feel good about themselves and learn. Those of you who are convinced that APs, IB, and advanced courses are the way to go, let me give you a little bit of advice. Make sure that your child doesn't bite off more than they can chew. I told you I'd come back to this. If a student takes 4 AP classes, one of them is not necessarily in their wheelhouse, they want to challenge themselves, don't allow them to think that by getting a B or a B plus in the harder course is going to look better than getting an A in the regular course. Don't fall for that. Let your child be happy. Let your child challenge themselves. But don't think that the lower grade is going to impress someone because it's going to look like they bit off more than they can chew. All schools are going to require your transcript, all right? Certain schools are test optional. Certain schools didn't even require essays. But everyone's going to want to see your child's grades, and the GPA is not the only metric that they look at. They look at what your child has done against the curriculum at their school, against the rigor at their school. Have they maximized their academic opportunities there? You want to make sure that your child clearly knows how the course sequencing works. You take one class as a 9th grader, that could lead into some options as a 10th grader, even more options as an 11th grader, 12th grader, so on and so forth. Are there electives? Are they quarter grades? Half year or semester grades? Are they full year grades? Whatever it may be, have a good understanding of how this process works and how critical the transcript is. You have 2 options here. I want to make sure that your child applies to the right schools for the right reasons. Would love to help your child build their college list. You send me their transcript. I can knock it out, list some other questions, of course, but I'm really excited to do that. I really take a lot of pride in them. Or we have a full face-to-face Zoom strategy session. I can break this all down for you. Bottom line is Strategic Admissions Advice is here to help. I don't want you to get into that notion of thinking harder classes, lower grade, that's okay. I want you to understand rigor for your child, appropriate rigor. I want you to look at the schools and the admissions requirements of that school and their academic and admissions requirements. If you're looking at an engineering program, are they looking for your child to have taken a certain level of math? All that said, you need to understand how courses work, how the transcript is used, and all that I can explain in the strategy session. So please have a discovery call with us. That part's free. And make sure that you get a better understanding, parents, of how course sequencing works and how your transcript is going to be evaluated. Your child's transcript is going to be evaluated in the college admissions process. Shereem Herndon-Brown, Strategic Admissions Advice, always here to help. All right? Thank you. Bye.